Unfortunately, we don't get Corrode today, sad face, just yet. Maybe next series here as we have a sunset matchup. And will YFP prevent that sun from setting on this Swiss stage game here versus Wada by bringing us to a third map, bringing us to Lotus, and we will see.
Yeah, two main event teams from stage 1, head-to-head already in round 2 of the Swiss stage. Again, Wada with subs, YFP trying to find their full form with this new 5, minus their IGL this week. Wada, hard soul read on the YFPX B split, and man, they're definitely seeing it in its true form. They are gonna have an all-out bloodbath here.
Oh, what a nice fault line to come through from the B main area, but it really doesn't lock them up enough. Wada is able to play right through that, and the round is over. What a nade.
I mean, you're stunned, self-stunned Zoriental.
Yeah.
I said you're supposed to discombobulate the opposing Neon and Raze. But again, that just felt like, Soul Read again. They overlapped, they completely capsized each other. And it just feels unlucky. You've got to write it off. But now that's 3 for 3 on pistol rounds for Wada. Where we talked about, okay, this is a team that had a 10-2 attack half last week. So these defensive rounds, if Wada rack them up, they're going to have a very, very easy time snowballing.
Kyle's control going up by Sherrod for now. Still going to play that solo position, trying to gain info in a risky spot most of the time. Good info grab. Oh my gosh. The risk is actually for Wada players, to be honest. Every time Sherrod peeks, it just seems so dangerous. You see a kill coming through.
Ooh, the bait.
Did Oppie just get hit, or was that from before? There was some damage there for sure. Oh my gosh.
Which all that was just trying to bait them into the fight so they didn't know that Arya had the Bucky. So that's already impressive. Number 2, now you're expecting a Ghost, and it's going to be a Guardian. Long range to pull up off of this nade. Kestrel, this is a gamble to fight forward, and if you fall, the A site will fall with you. The rotation's coming through. One way to delay.
Sherrod still have a headhunter there? The damage is insane. And they play the map again. We saw this from YFP. Back and forth, just push and pull, give and go. Use all that space that they have before they start to retake here to main, and they're going to choose the site with no one. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, I mean, you have better weapons, you're down numbers. They're fortunate that, again, that Bucky and that Guardian weren't collected over towards the A site. So... huge hit again. I mentioned it. Wada not normally playing retake, forced to this round to prevent a YFPX Thrifty, which would not be a way to, like I mentioned, snowball in this half. I mean, there's so much delay utility online, even for a second round.
Little draw shot. Yeah, come play with me on this side. Oh, no. Whoa, that's so much damage, and looks like it's going to be enough to clean up the round. That's the 4K from Sherrod. And a headshot classic as well from the teammate. They just lock down the second round and stop Wada on their tracks.
Nora, hey, I said to step up, and you do. From the delay stun to the chip damage that set up Sherrod to close out the round. That's the support player that I'm used to seeing, and it was instrumental in converting that second round Thrifty. But now Wada, again, decisions to be made. How do we play this eco? It looks like it is going to be the all-out mid tirade. 3 top mid, 2 out market. And I'm worried if Zoriental's going to get caught out, if the Fate Hunt's going to see all this. What's the response from YFPX?
Oh, they're waiting. Somehow Sherrod gets 2, gets 3. That's ult online. Has to be already. Yeah, easy peasy. And they can start playing even a little more aggressive. Oh, almost 2. Is that 2 4Ks in a row?
That is, in fact, 2 4Ks in a row. In this round in particular, the ace stolen by Oppie, but again, I mentioned Wada can be predictable on this map just a little bit, and if you picked up on those tendencies from buying to fight forward when they're on defense, then it's going to translate very, very well over here onto Sunset. So I more want to see again you still I think need to go for these aggressive plays, but then I want you to give up the space after you get the info, after you kind of push these players away. Right that run off, it wasn't eco, it's just Hail Mary, see if it sticks, see if you hit some god shots, but all in all, this is the round that matters. Tie things back up now that you've got weapons in hand. Stabilize the money.
I'm out of here.
It looks like Are in fact doing what I asked for, clearing out A, but they've left a major gap here towards mid.
They've hit everything else, right? Mostly towards B, but already into Boba here. What a stun across. A nice cleanup kill there by StayVal, but still goes down in the end as YFP now kind of own the map, and it has to be retaken by Wada to get here and retake onto B. And they're going to waste a lot of time just on this rotation. What a fast round from YFPX.
Yeah, you have the Fade creeping up on the flank. Well, both Prowlers and likely a Haunt back up. Not sure what the timer's at, but aside from that, is proactivity from Nora. Of all the players you expect to wrap in this situation, it's not the Breach. And the timing knife out should be perfect. No Spidey senses singly because of the Fade utility. And Nora, again, doesn't challenge mindlessly, right? They take the first off the surprise element, knowing the second's gonna expect, and they go for the stun. They play off the contact from Glowstick. While the smoke is up, the jig is too. Glowstick through the ruse, able to find the shot and secure YFPX's third.
And the spike doesn't go off at the end there with the timer. They keep quite a few weapons. And ever since the second round, they've been able to hold on. No irregular bonus coming in for Wada there, or their round, I should say. And YFP look really well on the economy and everything. And especially after what we saw on Bind, you wondered, would they start slow again? Nope. No, they are not, actually. They're keeping the momentum that almost brought them back to win Bind towards the end there. Impressive stuff so far.
Yep, and finally, a bit of a collision here. Fast lane up. Yep, it doesn't matter though. The players are stacked. The sheriffs are locked in, loaded. Power overwhelmed on the reload, but they've taken 2 down, put a dent into YFPX. Still though, even though he had numbers advantage, I was gonna say Oppie being alone could have been a loose end. Equate things, but better weaponry gets the job done. And Sherrod, multi-kill after multi-kill. They show no signs of stopping. YFPX get to 4. Wada entering a crucial rifle round with some key ultimates online. This is probably where I would be taking a timeout.
Yeah, I mentioned last game that it was pretty cooperative from everybody. We didn't really have too much star power showing out. I mean, we had some aces, but everybody was kind of KDA close towards the end there, with Sherrod popping off a little towards the end. Now popping off a lot, 12 and 3, and basically prompting that timeout on Wada with how fast Sherrod and the rest of the team are barging through these sites. The plays, the protocols that are there just to be set up, and we saw a few of those just be the eco rounds now that Wada is trying to put themselves out front, so they're going down quick, seeing if they can get a little of the chaos in their favor. But everything's the adaptation from YFP on these rounds has been really nice.
Yeah, we've seen 2B retakes. We've seen, again, that mid-escapade. We saw the market collision, and we saw an A fight fail. So it definitely feels like Wada has very, very quickly, right, skimmed through the chapters of their defensive executions. And that's where my concern's coming from, because now they've got to innovate. They've got to change something up. And looks like YFPX is just going to lock down. They realized how successful their A counter was. They're going to try and replicate it this time. What? They're trying to sell a B fake before that. We got the Fade over there. We got the Clove over there. Curious to see if Wada just thinks they'll win the A engagement this time. And that's why they're replicating here. Because at the surface level, doesn't look like there's too many changes just yet.
Just push peak. At least Prowler to clear that main area. Give YFP an idea that people have pushed up. I think they're just trying to be noticed on the side of Wada. Say, hey, we're here. You're going to have to think about it. But YFP is already up mid. They're not even realizing what's going on A because they don't have to, and they're going to go for somewhat of that pistol round play. But this time, Scary Shark with the team going through market here. And oh my god, StayVal almost one more as Scary Shark, watching Boba, is finally able to join the team on that rotation.
Aggressive chamber, anchor sentinel, doesn't matter. Stay finds the impact, finds the shots. Nightfall to flush these players into Femboy with the showstopper. Kestrel backing them up. The stinger though falls. It's again Sherrod to step above, but they're not done just yet. Power Pixel repositioned for market unexpectedly on the flank, but it doesn't matter. Them gonna meddle in your business, and Sherrod will keep YFPX afloat.
9 HP at the end of the round. Almost on another ultimate for Sherrod. Gets 3 more there. Was 12 and 3, as we just said, coming into that incredible stuff. And the ace up their sleeve, as you mentioned, with the medal there, just in that split second to throw it out and win that fight. And Wada is just on a nice edge with these, right? They're almost on that round and they get caught, and they're almost on the other round, and then it doesn't go their way as they are rotating around YFP so quick. YFP is reacting just as fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think the macro call was good there. It was just, again, lost engagements. Again, maybe a disconnect there between the two duelists as well. And the Util counters, though, were also really good from the Neon and the Breach, but you go around here again. Players on their own, on islands. Power ahead of Femboy, ahead of Kestrel, and they get picked off. And stay in a similar position where, yep, you've got to win the one. This is fortunate. Interesting investment here. Glowstick trying to outpace the sonar. Not quite quick enough, so weapon will be collected.
Run away.
Now it's Kestrel and Femboy that have to deliver on the A-hold. The judge.
Here we go.
The judge.
Oh, yep. Lay down the verdict as they come around the corner. It's going to be a quick peek, but Scary Shark's there. The jump from Femboy to try and draw, or sorry, the jump coming in to try and draw a reaction that Femboy does not get to work. And what a hit from Scary Shark to stay poised and sturdy in the situation. Sherrod now ending out a few more kills here as Juno with the Guardian. He's going to see what they can do. YFP now go towards A few times successfully. It was really up towards that pawn shop area the first time, but this one they do end at A, showing that every part of the map has been tried and has a successful result.
Another 3K for Sherrod there. Insanity. Scary Shark completing the full house as well. Femboy with the overdrive operator combos, definitely a change that they could need. But I also got to point out again, it was a 10-2 half for Wada when they started on the attack. So, and it came back to a 13-11. So Wada knows they had defensive difficulties here. So my thoughts are, okay, what number of rounds is enough for them that they think they can hinge everything on the attack? Because right now, 1-6, not looking great. They are still coming up with options like the Neon outside of market, trying to bait these players into the B mid split. It might just work. Sherrod could be lining up to be the victim.
Wada is letting this area be taken quite a bit in towards mid. And it seems like it's a big boon for YFPX the way they want to play it. This time it's the trap. Oh, gonna use that to get up mid here. It's already sensed though. Beautiful C's, but it was just short. Do they get by? No, it did hit. Got the big toe actually. It looked like it was just outside. Great dodge on the Nightfall. Power Pixel here about to play the veteran status of holding a site alone. 1 kill, 2 kills coming through, and they're gonna need all the util to get the next one. Yeah, Scary Shark throws in the kitchen sink to get that one onto Power Pixel.
Damage though, been done. Numbers on the side of Wada. They know Spike is on the A side. The top just further confirmation that they haven't rotated. The only question mark here is where is Oriental? And Juno has just answered that question. A little whiffy, but the job gets done, and it's all down to Scary Shark, who wasn't even able to solidify the plant. 20 seconds left. They are surrounded. They are pinged out. You talked about the kitchen sink. Well, Wada has an industrial one, and they utilize it to get their second.
Better late than never. They can still make it the 6-6 half. And YFP is going to say, no. You feel like you have a bit of momentum. Well, hang on. Cool down a little bit, please. This does change the way things play. As we see the screen, that's an operator now with the money being a bit better for Femboy, for the team, and the way they're playing, the angles they're going to be holding or wanting to get on here to get their defense set up. And maybe that allows the rotation then off the angle, or off, I should say, the sight of the rest of the team to cover the rest of the map with that operator online. So
they had it last round.
We'll see. Yeah.
But I'm curious, they're not going to get away with positioning it market again. So I'm curious, again, where they're going to switch it up. Because the Fade raise was enough to hold a main, right? And I really like them conceding that space and playing from the site. Because Power, again, ultimate flex, used to play Sentinel, knows how to anchor a site, knows the proper angles like that. We just saw on full display. And even then, just the rotations and the reflood were really, really clean out of Wada. And that's where I want them to be comfortable in those positions, because again, when they fight forward all the time, they kind of offer themselves up to mistakes and ones, which is what YFPX has been capitalizing off of. And so now my question is from YFPX, okay, what is the pivot for them? Do they default even harder to try and piece these players apart, because they did kind of go all in towards A off that Nightfall last round? And will it work? Because look at there's our answer. The operator is top mid.
And YFP have been very mid-oriented, especially Sherrod, trying to make it up tiles fast to find the left angle or that tile shot, or I should say market shot, that is. Taunt over to clear it. And yeah, they are going to take the space immediately. Just the pressure. Actually, a deep trip here. May not catch. They're going to be able to get it off. Oh, what a peek. Oppie coming up with 2 there. And YFP are just running through B main. They get through market really without being caught by the trip for too long. And it's just too much for Wada to even check the angles.
Live by the site, die by the site. Don't meet your end.
Yeah.
It's splintered, and now is Sherrod fighting forward. This is the YFPX that I'm expecting. They tried to deny any semblance of a cohesive retake, and that's why YFPX was trying to crack it open wide with the Nightfall, confident in their abilities to win the 2v3, but now it is all down to Kestrel 1v3, and the power of friendship. The duo stacked back site ensures that YFPX will convert out of their timeout, like you mentioned, completely stall out any momentum Wada thought they had a semblance of. Now, even the money is struggling to keep up.
That shot from Femboy up top mid through the smoke, I mean, it must have been such a good alert for YFP. They instantly break the door and said, hey, that, like you mentioned, the operator was in market last time, so they're probably protecting it a bit up there. Let's go ahead and rush into B. And the collapse just happens. Activating in a moment's notice right now. YFP is really looking for advantages and just grabbing hold of them right away.
This round's going to be dangerous, though. A half buy, yes, but you also have a full shield and overdrive for Femboy here. They are set up to counter and to go fast as soon as they are sure where this squad is headed. That's why Kestrel fighting so far forward. Just wanting that confirmation. And again, YFPX good at punishing this, so just get away.
You consider there's always more than one. A blast pack like that, there had to be a protocol in play if they were that deep to do it. So they say, okay, we'll back off. We have a little bit of protection behind us, and it's mid again. Controlling this mid.
There's no trip,
I do like the way that Wada's playing B, though. They've backed out to play a little bit of that retake if it does come down to it, but they may lose players along the way with, like you said, this positioning now up mid from YFPX.
I'm just waiting. I was going to wait for the overdrive from Femboy, but it has not come just yet, and they have lost sight of where every player for YFPX is. There it is, trying to finally shut down the tyrant that has been Sherrod, and they will still live to fight another day. But the duo, PowerPixel, side by side with Kestrel, shut them down. It's still a 2v3. There's still ults on the side of YFPX. Tough hill to climb, and again, as soon as they get the spike down, it's somebody rapping. Whether it was Scary Shark, whether it's Oppie now, and again, Wada does not seem to be learning from their mistakes.
The macro is beautiful right now. The 2 kills that Scary Shark got to say, hey, come on back to B. It's completely clear. Like, turning on a dime to make it work. YFP are doing such a nice job.
Oh, no.
That is unfortunate, and it could be a good defuse here. Oh, almost got the second smoke up, but I think they saw just a blip of the agent.
Whew. I mean, I thought there was no chance at that round, right? We saw Oppie on the wrap. It didn't seem like Power Kestrel were prepared, but
yeah,
180 from Power, they do in fact learn from their mistakes, but it's still not enough. YFPX showing again multiple flavors. They can play offsite, they can play their util, they can play the spray down. It was close. Again, not quite going deep enough there, but that was also credit to Juna cycling all those smokes even with the Nerf glove. But still, why did I need an answer here? 2-8, and it only looks like it's getting worse if they lose this rifle round. We can see a 10-2 in the opposite side's favor.
Yeah, which was not expected, especially after how strong Wada was coming out in that first map. But maybe we should have expected it with the YFP almost comeback. This push again from Femboy. Well, that's a shoulder scene. Yeah, easily preparing Sherrod for a shot, and that's so tough. The answer's there. It's like if Wada get the good fight, they get it. If they don't, that position's falling apart. They really don't have a plan B on these.
No. Juna, the plan B alone, though.
Yeah.
Not able to find anything else. Again, this breach util so oppressive. Again, it's a disadvantaged retake. 2v4 this time around. Staying Kestrel up to bat. The 2 subs for this team. Asked to deliver a third when they most need it. Showstopper in. First foul, but the C's connects, and that is going to place Kestrel with too many angles. And not a broken neck. So, 9 for YFPX. Ult's invested but not converted off of, and Wada at this point, they feel like they're just cutting their losses for this half.
Yeah. I mean, where do they go next? How do they defend this? Down mid. Everyone down mid, exactly where the fight has been coming in. It looks like they want to get this time. They will leave just a 1-3-1 to start off round number 12.
Quick feet, quick trigger.
Power one off from ult here. I'm surprised that they're not fighting with the team, but I think they still want to fake that A main aggression, so they don't quite pick up on it being a slow walk down mid instead of the util and cries. But Zoriental so on top of it, knows that they're worse off for money, knows there was going to be a smattering of light shields, and it is just, again, perfectly predictable and read and countered, except for that.
Nice. They get that kill on the femboy.
Gotta go.
It's usually 90% of the time this was Sherrod working into that tiles area to play towards the market. So I'm sure Wada was hoping to find at least that kill there. Zoriental still just as good, taking that power of the duelist off the map.
Yeah, no overdrive.
And they are playing a bit safer. That's true. That is very true.
They're playing retake on this B site, which I do really, really like. Except for Stay, you gotta play your Anchor Sentinel, play off your trips. Especially because, again, this is a team that has to destroy them manually out or an Aftershock, but those are very sparing, and now that's something you don't have for the post plan either.
Know that there's a trip heading into market, and they're just getting so much info with what they're trying. So they know somebody's going to be hiding behind that trip. They want to force the issue at Boba as well, and it's... Wada's not ready. Even knowing that they're in the site, it just looks like they're a step behind these plays, but you got to give it to Sherrod as well, playing a step ahead of everything.
I mean, gotta predict how many deaths they're gonna have at the end of the half. This looks like it is going to be one more. Last round of the half, might as well invest the Nightfall to locate that final player, Oppie, who looked like they were gonna try and bait and follow up on. They're not dead yet, and they do. Even while Decayed, even while Deafened, they find the first. Spy Cam to confirm the second. 6 bullets left, no time. Not on the side of Wada, but the wall bangs are. I don't think there's enough time.
No. Cut the red one. Never cut the red one. The Red Bull clutch. YFP, yeah. 10-2 first half after bind. Nope, didn't think this was going to be the match we were getting. I thought it was going to be another, like an 8-4, 6-6, 7-5. But what a round from YFP. What a half.
Hey, if there is an ounce of consistency here, it's that the first 2 times these 2 teams faced off against Kickoff against Stage 1, they all went 3 maps. And that looks like where we're headed. But again, for the Wada, you know, lounge copium fans out there, this is the half that they tend to team on, right? Starting out in the attack. They have no room for air. They've been 3 out of 3 on their pistols, so now would be a good time to get their 4th. And if not, then you start looking towards loaded.
Okay, let's get set up.
Here we go. And it's not a bad look. Honestly, we know Wada to be very good on Lotus, but that the game is very momentum based, as we've heard from just about every tier, every team that you would ask. Okay, Juna. That's one way to start off the pistol, right? You said they had 3, so if they could get a 4th, that would be huge.
And this is nearly like the Wada pistol. Every single time they play Sunset, they start with this mid default. They vary the tempo a little bit, whether it's again a split through market off rip, or if it was there playing for impact, playing for kills. I think that's why YFPX was postured towards top mid, but all that to say, it works out. They shut down a important player, like I said, Scary Shark in that util. So oppressive. Oppie. Shift image found, but again, it's just information. They know Spike's getting planted. It is going to be the full 4v5 retake.
Taking their time. No 1v1s before this happens. You see everybody get into a protocol position and rock it out. It feels so good, though, to be able to open up the site when you're going in just like that. And they almost had the timing. Oh, I'll be so close to getting that. I'm sure Kestrel is breathing a sigh of relief here as the site hit comes in now from market.
Oh, and the timing. It's again one player swinging after another. Partially credited to Sherrod and his side smoke so that they can't swing together. Femboy in the smoke trying to go over their RNG right clicks, but they falter, and it's again Sherrod steering the ship into clearer waters for YFPX. Is there enough time again? Are we doing this again? I think we are in Oppie with 0.36 seconds to go. We'll get YFPX their first pistol and a heart-shattering one for Wada at that.
Wild stuff. Wild stuff. There's so many things in that sentence, too, to say that they get their first pistol, seeing that it is still a 10-2 half. You're like, wait, why did I got that pistol and this still happened? But last half was last half. This is the second half, and YFP is still continuing their momentum with that retake being huge. They're going to what? Set up a very default setup here across the map, just making sure every lane is covered as Wada is going to bring stingers to the table.
Have to. It's 11-2. I would think they would take him to market, and they're fortunate this time that there isn't a trap wire there, but I think there's something scarier. Sherrod with a Hero Phantom in hand. Look at this, YFPX aggressing in power, caught out with Yuto. The trades immediately off the better weaponry as well. YFPX just running amok across this map. Did leave one
Slightly
fatal
even.
flaw. Top mid, yeah, and they've evened it.
Well, the spike being down. They already know they're getting pinched. How fast can you get Oppie over here, though? They don't want to make too much noise on the way, and the fight already ensues. Oppie creeping a little bit quicker here. About to find the back of Kestrel if the timing is right. Just slips around, literally just slips around the box as they regain with 1 minute left control of the spike.
4 HP, 10 HP. Similar across the board, but again, that weapon advantage screams for YFPX. Phantom, Guardian. Feels like it'll inevitably come down to a stay 1v2, if not a 1v1.
They can push themselves to Boba side plant. It feels like it would be terrifying.
Left.
Right, you give up
So
so
much
much
util, though.
room behind you. Yeah, they're going to have to plant on this side, so they can't push forward. You mentioned getting those stingers into a good spot. Now they're going to be forced to fight medium range. Maybe long range if you take a full sight fight there.
And they know they're not backside.
Like
that trap wire is still up from Oppie.
Just making sure there was no hop up onto the platform from this side, and they're going to take their safe side, actually splitting it, seeing if they can create the 1v1s. Oriental trying to stay on point, draw a fight, the 10 HP, making it that much tougher to keep the nerves calm. And it's going to be the hit onto Kestrel. Finds the other low HP, but the stinger is not going to be enough. The gun diffy comes through, and the 3K as well for Zoriental. That's going to be 12 rounds for YFPX.
And while Sherrod's been stealing the spotlight, it's not because the YFPX players aren't here in the game. They've been waiting for their opportunity, and Zoriental and Oppie rise to the occasion to get YFPX their 12th. Deny the stinger buy, keep the momentum up.
Yeah.
And we're setting our sights towards another 3-mapper between YFPX and Wada.
Man, it's like it was last time too. It's like it was really close, then it wasn't, then it was. Like what is with these two teams? It's funny because Bind was the middle map, it was the wasn't map for the last time these two played. But it's going to be Sunset this time around, which is wild to see and awesome for YFPX to be able to bounce back so much here. They come in, the Outlaw in the final round, knowing they can get a return on investment is just cheeky. As we start off with a few kills quite early, and Scary Shark is not phased by that femboy push.
And 1v1 after 1v1, and Wada are just losing these engagements. And feels like a foregone conclusion at this point that 13-2 YFPX. And of course, it's a Sherrod 3K to be what secures map 2 for YFPX.